Or if I'm gonna fish reds on the bank, here I've got the cane line. I know there's reds running this cane line right here, or a marsh line. I will throw in close. I hung a little piece of cane that time and to pop it off of there. And after it hits, I'll give it 2 or 3 hard pops. Get their attention. A lot of times then I'll give it a little light pop. 2 or 3 hard pops and let it float. The whole time it's floating, it looks like it's swimming along there because that carp's bobbing up and down. But they hear this pop sound like feeding fish on top or jumping mullet or some type of feeding fish. All the clicks sound just like, exactly like a crab. All your crustaceans click. Now I'll change up my pop a lot of times. Sometimes I give it a real subtle little bloop. And sometimes I give it a hard chug too. Make a bunch of noise, because these fish are naturally curious. I found that out. Bass, everything I've ever seen, when they hear something, they want to see what it is, and they'll come to look at it. Now, whether you can seal the deal with the right bait under it or not is a question, but they're curious animals. Many people think you're making too much noise doing this, but most of the customers that have been with me and seen how many fish I catch doing this change their mind about noise. As long as it sounds natural. There you go. Paradise popper, the noise this paradise popper got. We're in some pretty muddy water right here. It's not black muddy, but it's pretty muddy water. This paradise popper just called this fish up to me. He came to the sound. I saw a little bit of a mud puff about 2 or 3 feet away, and then directly I saw him move over and he ate this bait, and he came strictly to the sound. It was, I probably wouldn't, if I'd been dragging that same grub on the bottom, I don't think he'd ever seen it. So, Paradise Popper X-Treme, you just saw me rig it up. You saw how I rigged it, basic knot formation, the loop knot on the head, and that's what'll work with them. All right. When you got a bait, when you got a piece of equipment to make the noise this will, it won't give you trouble with wires bending. You see how this wire is? It doesn't bend. I mean, it'll bend, but it won't ever keep a thing. Throws as far as this will. This is the easiest throwing carp I've ever thrown because of the weight management on it. This is what'll catch these fish. Basic 4-pound Louisiana redfish.